It was the 17th of October 1870, yes, exactly on today's date, when the heart of Delhi, the once splendid capital of the Mughal Empire, bore witness to a birth of significance. Sayed Ahmad Khan, adorned with the title of Khan Bahadur, opened his eyes to a world seeing a rapid decline of the Mughal dynasty. He inherited a heritage closely entwined with the Mughal court. His father, Sayyid Muttaqi, enjoyed a close relation with Emperor Akbar Shah II, having served as his personal advisor. His maternal grandfather had been a wazir and paternal grandfather a mansabdar. The nurturing hands of Azizun Nisa, his mother, played a pivotal role in shaping his early life. Raised under a regime of religious discipline, the young Sayyid Ahmad's education included diverse elements. He learned to read and comprehend the Quran, delved into Persian, Arabic, and Urdu, and studied orthodox religious studies too. An inquisitive mind, he had dabbled into medicine, although he wouldn't complete the course. Sayyid Ahmad Khan, till the passing of his father in 1838, had lived the life customary for a privileged young Muslim noble. Yet, life had grander designs for him, as it often does. The young Khan, after the death of his father, embarked on a new journey. He assumed an administrative role at the court of law in Agra under the East India Company. He was responsible for record keeping and management of the court's affairs. This was but a humble beginning for a man destined to leave an indelible mark on history. In December 1841, he passed the Judicial Service Examination and was therefore appointed as a Munsif, a lower-ranking judge in British judicial system. He served in different places and made his way up to the post of Sadr Amin of Bijnor in 1855, where he will remain till the catastrophic revolt of 1857. The revolt was a turning point in Sir Syed's life. It was an encounter with the harsh realities of his era, which forever changed his perspective. His world crumbled around him as his home was ransacked, and he lost many close relatives in that revolt. The shock was too much for his mother, and she soon succumbed to the grief after the revolt. The uprising made him acutely aware of the perils confronting India's Muslim community. His life mission from there on was to uplift and reform Muslims to adapt to the changing times. Among the British at that point, there was a belief that Muslims played a central role in this revolt. This led to a harsh crackdown on Muslims, especially in Delhi. Delhi bore the brunt of untold atrocities at the hands of East India Company's soldiers. Shahjahanabad lay in ruins, with even the historic Jama Masjid serving as stables for British Army horses. Contemporary historian Thomas R. described the events as like a reign of terror. Jawaharlal Nehru too noted that after 1857, the British dealt more severely with Muslims than Hindus. The British considered Muslims more aggressive and militant, possessing memories of their recent rule in India and therefore more dangerous. Thus, the revolt of 1857 had cast long shadows over the entire subcontinent, including over Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. The winds of change now blew ceaselessly, and he recognized the dawning of a new era. He tried to reconcile Muslims to reality of the British rule and make them understand the importance of Western education. He was brutally criticized for this approach, but he kept pursuing it. The inward boundness of the Muslims, the going into of a shell by the Muslim community, was considered dangerous by Sir Syed. By 1858, he had occupied a high-ranking position at the Muradabad court. He founded a modern madrasa in this place in 1859. It was a pioneering religious school that also incorporated a scientific education curriculum. Later, he also established a modern school in Ghazipur in 1863. However, it was upon his transfer to Aligarh in 1864 that he threw himself wholeheartedly into his role as an educator. The Scientific Society was established here in Aligarh, the first of its kind in India. Under Sir Syed's stewardship, this society held annual conferences, disbursed funds for educational causes, and published a journal on scientific subjects in both English and Urdu. In the face of ignorance, superstition, and malevolent customs that held sway over the Muslim society, Sir Syed's voice became an important revolt. He was unrelenting in his belief that the path to progress for his people lay in the embrace of Western education and science. The year 1869 marks a new chapter in the life of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. In this year, he embarked on a journey to England, where he was awarded the Order of the Star of India. Therein, he visited prominent colleges and other educational institutions in London. On his return, his fervor for educational and social reforms was rekindled. This crystallized into the birth of Mohammadan Anglo-Oriental College, or Mao College as it was famously called, in 1875. He was later also appointed as Viceroy's Legislative Council member in 1878. He testified before Education Commission, advocating the establishment of more colleges and schools across India. In the same year, he also established Mohammedan Association for Political Cooperation amongst Muslims. The All India Mohammedan Educational Conference in 1886, organized by him, was aimed at providing extensive development of modern education and political unity. At the conference, he had once said, "There are people who think that our national cause will be best promoted by discussing political affairs. I do not agree with that, but regard the spread of education to be the only means for promotion of the national cause. In these days, our nation should not strive for anything but the spread of education. When our country education will be sufficiently propagated, then we shall have sufficient means to emerge from our backward condition." This quote of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan emphasizes his importance of education. He started out the magazine Tehzeeb al-Akhlaq in 1870, which was dedicated to spreading reformist views. This magazine was conceived on the lines of journals like Tatler and Spectator in Britain. This magazine featured collection of essays, discussion on general questions related to morality, some satires, comic pieces that ridiculed the corrupt ways of those times. Through this magazine, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan wanted to inculcate higher order morals and etiquettes in the Muslim society. Sir Syed was an unyielding critique of social ills such as slavery, polygamy, ostentatious behavior, and other objectionable practices. He didn't spare the practice of parda either, which confined the Muslim women to a subordinate role. His mission was to reconcile Islam with the burgeoning scientific spirit of his era. He waged an unceasing war against what he considered outdated, wrong, and corrupt kind of practices. As a staunch rationalist, his writings extensively delved into the unbroken chains of causes and effects dictated by laws of nature. Sir Syed's thoughts and philosophy were progressive that very few contemporaries of his times could relate. In fact, the ulama of Deoband initially labeled him an atheist or mulhid due to the stark contrast between his ideas and the prevailing orthodox beliefs. But this did not deter him from continuing to advocate what he thought was best for the Muslim community. In the last 2 decades of his life, he spent his time nurturing minds of countless students and entrepreneurs. Battling ailments and weight of years, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan passed away on 27th March 1898 in Aligarh. He left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and enlighten. He found his eternal rest beside Sir Syed Masjid within the grounds of Aligarh Muslim University. The tale of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, the reformer, remains a testament to the transformative power of education and enlightenment. His name is etched in the annals of history. In the grand theatre of Indian politics, Sir Syed's influence was profound. A poet beautifully penned a couplet to commemorate the contribution of Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. It goes like this: शाम दर शाम जलेंगे तेरी यादों के चिराग, शाम दर शाम जलेंगे तेरी यादों के चिराग, नस्ल दर नस्ल तेरा दर्द नुमाया हो.